We have breaking news. USBC has announced new regulations regarding urethane. We're going to go into who it affects, why it probably doesn't affect you at the end of the day, and why they made these decisions. So let's get right into it. On September 4th, USBC came out with new urethane requirements that are insanely confusing. So we are going to summarize them here. Now, the TLDR of it is that this does not affect many bowlers. This affects USBC competitions, USBC national competitions. This does not affect your leagues. This does not affect your certified tournaments unless the tournament director wants to follow different kind of rules. So let's get into it. Starting on January 1st, 2026, these new urethane rules will go into effect for a ton of different USBC national competitions. So let's go through what some of those are. Right now, not allowed, no urethane will be allowed anymore, whether it be 78 hardness or old urethane being purple hammer and pitch black. So no urethanes will be allowed in the US Open, USBC Masters, PWBA Tour, and PWBA Regionals. The entirety of the PWBA cannot throw urethane anymore. U22 Masters and Queens, USBC Intercollegiate Team and Single Championships, that's the ITC and the ISCs, USA Bowling National Championships. There will be no urethane in any of those competitions allowed. Now, in this report, USBC states they don't state urethane. They say slow oil absorption, high performance bowling balls. This is a different list of bowling balls than just urethane. There are a lot of balls on this list, such as the Radical Torpedo Direct Hit. We have other softer bowling balls, such as the Storm balls that were banned a couple of years ago, such as the Altered Reality, the Wolverine, the Trend 2, etc. And we have some other bowling balls from some smaller companies on this list. But that includes a ton of bowling balls, many that you guys do not own. So if you don't bowl any of those competitions, your urethanes are safe. Now, let's go into the next layer where 78 hardness urethanes are allowed, but the softer urethanes, the purple hammer and the pitch blacks, are not allowed. These competitions are the USBC Open Championships and the USBC Women's Championships. So those are the two largest tournaments in the United States where you have to use a harder urethane. Moving on, Bowlers Journal Championships. That happens at USBC Open Championships. USBC Senior Masters, USBC Super Senior Classic, USBC Senior Queens, and Youth Open Championships. Now, it's very interesting that on the actual USBC Masters, you cannot throw urethane at all, but for the seniors, you are allowed to throw harder urethane. Very interesting where they're drawing that line. Now, this is the kicker here, is Junior Gold. Junior Gold gets a weird restriction. So, in qualifying only, you can use a 78D urethane bowling ball, IQ 78, and a black hammer are allowed in qualifying. However, beginning with match play and through the finals, you cannot use urethane at all. I do not know how this is going to affect when you can only bring in 5 bowling balls, but after qualifying, you cannot throw urethane anymore at these events. USBC goes into detail saying they are okay with youth using it early, but when it gets to those later rounds, they don't want them relying on urethane. Very interesting take. They end up actually quoting a tournament that was over in Asia. I think it was a U22 tournament is what they used in their research report, stating that the tournament sold out because they had no urethane allowed. So they wanted to partially match that, but instead they just matched it for match play and for the finals. Now, where are there no changes? You can still throw your purples. You can still throw your pitch blacks. Team USA trials, USBC collegiate, sectional, and regular season USBC collegiate events. You can still throw any urethane at all collegiate events. So every collegiate event will still have 10 purple hammers at 360 grit on the rack. A little bit of a joke, but that has been a really big area for urethane, and they aren't doing anything about that. Just when you get to the ISCs and the ITCs is when urethane is not allowed. Very interesting line to draw. Otherwise, junior gold qualifiers. No changes. USA Bowling Regionals, USBC Senior Championships, USBC Youth Scratch Championships, the 40 frame game, and the Survivor Tournament. There are no changes. You can still throw any and all urethane at those events. Also, areas with no change are your USBC certified leagues and your USBC certified tournaments unless the tournament director says otherwise. Now, for the leagues, there has been a trend going around the United States where leagues are actually banning the use of urethane. So that can very much happen. USBC certified leagues can follow any of these rules that they want if the majority of captains agree upon the rules. That is something that might come to your league soon. Depends on your league director, depends on your league captains. Now, I am making this about an hour after the announcement, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around this one, so help me out in the comments if you can. I couldn't find it anywhere in the FAQ or anything. There's two statements that actually contradict each other from USBC. One of them is, effective December 31st, 2025, slow oil-absorbing high-performance bowling balls with oil absorption times over 90 minutes must be at least 78 hardness to be USBC approved for sale in the United States. So any new bowling balls that have to be manufactured at 78D or above. But then later, they say previously approved, slow, oil-absorbing, high-performance bowling balls under 78D will remain on the approved list, and those models, while limited, can still be manufactured for use in certified leagues and tournaments. The way I am reading that, now this might be incorrect, so please let me know, but the way I'm reading that is that purple hammers and pitch blacks will still be being produced, so you don't have to worry about spending a lot of money to find one of the last purple hammers in existence. But they can only be used in certain competitions and not the national ones we mentioned. So what does this mean for you? For almost everybody watching this video, this means nothing. Absolutely nothing. This does not affect you in the slightest. You can ignore these rules, keep throwing your urethane in most competitions. For most bowlers in the United States, this only affects the USBC Open Championships. You just can't bring your purple hammer or pitch black. That's really all it means. Now, if you're a collegiate bowler, if you're a junior gold bowler, if you're somebody who bowls those higher level competitions, then this does affect you. But that's such a tiny part of the population that it really doesn't matter. And finally, USBC has a plethora of links and research and documents on their site, if you want to go find it, bowl.com, about their rulings and why they are doing it. Now, the biggest question mark is, why are they implementing the rule that the least amount of people voted for on the poll? That's very interesting. This is different than what the rumors are from a couple months ago that all urethane would be banned or no urethane would be banned. This is an interesting middle ground. We're leaving subjectivity out of this video. These are just the hard facts of what USBC has posted. We'll be talking about what we think of this wild decision in the future, and trust me that you're going to see a lot of bowlers post their own personal opinions on every social media site in the world. So be ready for that. Apologies, this was such a long video. It's very hard to put this all into a very short time frame, but if you enjoyed, make sure to drop a subscription, make sure to drop a like. If you're still confused or have any questions, let me know down below in the comments. I'm going to put a link for this document down there. But otherwise, thank you. I will see you on the next one.